This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Been fun so far. Let's see what's happening out at hole number 5. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, this TPC Stadium course in La Quinta, California has quite a history, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Every style of golf, age group, whether it's someone trying to get their tour card at the tour school, skins games played here from 1986 to 1991, even the PGA Club Professional Championship, they've all come and played here. It's so good to see it on the back on the rotation. But I've got to say, the one thing, and I was there, in 2000, it was the PGA Tour Q School. It was won by Stephen Allen, who was an Australian player. But the worst thing I've ever seen on a golf course happened on Alcatraz, 17th hole there. Joe Daly, who was looking like he was going to make his PGA Tour card, had a putt of about 3 feet. And I think he was playing with Craig Perks, who went on to win the Players' Championship. Joe Daly hits this putt. It hits the back of the hole, the liner in the hole, and popped out on the front lip. Never saw that before. It was amazing. And as luck would have it, Joe Daly missed his tour card by 1 shot.
That was as cruel a twist as I have ever seen in golf. And getting ready for the putt. Headed in the right direction with that birdie.
Just sneaks into the top 10. It's a good move this week.
Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3/6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino-style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Pretty good shot right there. Nice par to remain 1 under. We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, don't just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
Headed for the bunker? Just a bit offline and into the bunker. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Just wants to hit about an inch behind the ball.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a 3-shotter like it is for everybody else. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. She's ended up on the fairway, and with such a good lie. So many more options available now. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the player's shots, that's for sure. Well, no other way to say it, Frank. That's just an awful shot.
Bad. Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. So a tester from 4 feet. Call in the medics, Frank. Can't stop the bleeding here.
Just racking the bogeys up.
Frank, the par 4 ninth at 452 yards is all you want.
You could make 5 here every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number.
Well, that sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th. Frank, the tee shot was certainly challenging, and this second shot is as well.
Yeah, both the tee shot and the second shot require you to come in from that left side. The green itself angles to the right a little bit. The trouble, as we know, is all on the right side. But this is one of those holes. You can see it on the tee and on the second shot. If you ride a 4 down, you're happy.
Now she can make birdie. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Frank, what a day of golf out there. This is really an exciting golf course.
It is. It's so nice to see it back on the PGA Tour rotation. Great golf courses deserve to be seen, and more importantly, they deserve to be played.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Solid play, heart of the green.
Even par currently.
Good par. Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a 3-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswork that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. This is going to be difficult.
Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet. That's a solid par putt. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best.
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop, this now the third shot. Set to go, not an easy shot by any means. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough.
Hazard?
Maybe wet. Frank, sadly, I've been there too often. In the water, you get down on yourself. What's the right way to approach this mentally?
Well, you've almost got to take a step backwards, Rich. This can add up so quickly. So give yourself a little pat on the back, say it's fine. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to hit bad shots. But the big thing now is to avoid 2 in a row.
This is the 6th shot after that previous shot went into the water. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're at the Career Builder Challenge, early season action. Hole number 10 as we get going on the backside. And Frank, if you're hitting it low and left or you're hitting it high and right, you can make some big numbers out here. A lot of water.
Well, you certainly can, especially for those people that have to tee off from 10th, their first tee shot of the day. Somehow sneak it down the left side. 300 yards to get past all those bunkers down the right. I don't know if you want to do that with a cold start. But the further you can get down this hole, obviously that second shot becomes a little shorter, and you'd like to go in with a short club here. There's a wall, like, I don't know, like the Great Wall of China down that left side of this green.
And getting ready for the putt. Always 2 components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part.
It doesn't go in, you got to add another one to the scorecard.
And that's where the golf ball's just staring at you and mocking you and laughing at you.
You know deep down it's smiling too, don't you?
So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West, 617 yards. She had a good shot off the tee, and now she has all sorts of options available. Let's see what she does here. Second from an excellent lie. Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
Yeah, a little bit of magic from here. Yeah, the hole's not over. Finally, something happens that's good.
That's a nice shot right there. What a thrilling day of golf. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner. So long for now from the Career Builder Challenge at PGA West. Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest field. Then you've got the longest second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So how much do you want to bite off?
She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Headed in the right direction with that birdie.
Just sneaks into the top 10. It's a good move this week.
Frank, what's the best way to make three here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's two definitive options. You know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's no snack, though.
Dropping a shot here late in the round, Frank, with that bogey at the 14th. Settles in over the putt. That's a bogey. Solid par 4 here. The 15th is 468 yards.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nose down.
Can't even see it from here. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, that's why on this golf course, Frank, there is a premium on hitting fairways.
You're exactly right. Might be also protecting against a flight, but that did anything other than flight.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This putt for par. Continuing to putt with confidence. So through 3 rounds just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
Well played here, went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those 2 bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Now on the green has about 10 feet left there to save par. This is a 9-footer. That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16.
What a drive. Just tattooed that.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. On the green, short, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. So she's rolled into that first cut. It's not a perfect lie, but not bad either. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Oh, what an incredible shot. Par 5 16th is a slight dogleg left at 600 yards. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. Yet another birdie, and on the march, 7 under for the tournament. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
This for par. Ooh, so close. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Not her best effort, walks away with a bogey. So for Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Schroeder alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards. Second shot.
Every once in a while, you're reminded this is a pretty hard game.
That was evidence.
Bit surprising, misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Oh, good roll, good putt.
Plenty going on here today. Let's see what's happening at the 14th. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That is a really good shot, landing close to the flagstick. These putts keep the round together.
Sneaking into contention here, that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded, because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
What a shot. I mean, almost in.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Hold on, an eagle, and suddenly, sort of from out of nowhere, Frank, name is on the leaderboard.
Yeah, when you think sort of struggling just for a paycheck, those dollar signs are starting to add up.
Well, here we are at the 16th hole, looking at just over 160 yards. Doesn't seem all that daunting, Frank. But 160 yards with 20,000 people, horned into a little stadium in the desert, that makes it a different story.
It certainly is. This was one hole, too, where Tom Watson would send his caddy forward. He would stay back by 15. His caddy would get his yardage, Watson would simply walk on the tee. His caddy would give him the club. He would not go through his normal routine. He would simply just head away. It was one hole that he never wanted to think about. It might look simple, but it's what the player feels. Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew Magee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But, Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. It's a masterclass in short game.
Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Par 4 18th, and Frankie, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously, for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now, this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green, too, is anything other than flat.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Second shot from 130. Headed for the bunker, I think. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet.
Looks like he just misread that. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left side. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just 5 feet left. Frank, you can feel the momentum shifting.
You can. It might look tight at the top at the moment, but you definitely get the impression we're going to see a change in the lead very soon.
Beautiful birdie right there.
Nice.
Looks good. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now the second shot to the par 5. Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
She has this putt for eagle. That is an excellent lag putt right there. Had the speed perfectly.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Settles in over the putt. In for par. Now to the 5th hole and a challenging par 4.
Slightly longer this year, played off a new tee at the back, and there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. They've now been put together to form one and in the perfect position that really make you think about your tee shot. It takes a very big drive to try and carry that bunker on the right. It's going to be at least 315 plus yards to get past that. Green itself still tilts a little left to right and back towards the player. Ooh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale. You go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. There was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd, was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where, obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale certainly bring home.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Par 4 sixth, and Frank, a couple of options here.
Yeah, a hole that bends to the left. A draw is the preferred shot off the tee. The longer hitters will have a big advantage. They'll be able to get it down there and just have a pitch or a short wedge into this. If you're not, that long, then you're going to have to lay it back short of those bunkers. That's going to leave a lengthy second shot.
That is just a beautiful shot. Second shot. Good look at the green.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it? It
certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything: birdie opportunities, holes that are fought by water, bunkering that's being changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
How did that not go in?
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
These putts keep the round together. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
With 9 holes to go, bogeys become so much more expensive.
This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side. And it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
I mean, this skill. And that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
Sneaks that in. We're now tied.
Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front nine, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Setting up for an approach shot here. These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
Oh, chance for birdie. Just seems an absolute waste. Got to take your time.
So Rory McIlroy now lurking, Frank. He is starting to close the gap on the leaders.
Yeah, 3 shots might look a big gap right now, Rich. But with holes in hand, that can quickly change.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway. Then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the barrel outside, and your problems are just starting.
Birdie try up next.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet.
Always 2 components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part.
Ooh, so close.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now I have to focus, try to make bogey. Suddenly, we have a tie for the lead.
A bogey there. It's not the worst you could make on a hole like that.
Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back 9 here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left, sort of it catches your eye, but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. Got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weiskopf and Jay Morrish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there and right down Peachtree.
Second shot.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about two putting and not trying to be a hero.
Good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl. It's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards, a modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
No doubt about that one. That was struck with confidence. 17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
That one was running so hot. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Well, that's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Drops for a birdie.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it also, it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Chance to get it close here. Well, she's just made it look easy out there today. Swing has been rhythmical, tempo's been good, and really has played outstanding golf. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
And that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Has this to save par.
Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there.